Hello, how are you guys? It's Mr. Sampson. I'm going to be going through this. This is the Chapter 4 practice test. So we're going to go through this and... Ooh, that didn't work. All right, we're going to go through this and see what we can do here. So I've already started a little bit. We're gonna run through it. I'm not going to do every single problem. All right, here we go. So for number 1, you have an equation. And I wrote the slope-intercept form right here. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. B is the y-intercept. We've done this quite a bit. So if you look, the number in front of the x is the slope. Well, if you look at the number in front of the x right here is a 1. So the slope, I'll highlight it in red, the slope is 1, okay? And then the number that... let's go darker blue. I like the... Man, we got so many colors. So the darker blue, the number that is by itself, the constant, whatever number that is the y-intercept. That's going to be the -4. So if we're going to graph this thing, let's go look. My slope is -4. My slope is 1 and my y-intercept is -4. The y-intercept is your starting point. You're going to start right with -4 on the y-axis. That's your starting point. Your slope is your directions. Okay? All right, so we're going to start at -4, and that with the slope being 1, that is the same as 1 over 1, right? Well, that tells you, gives you directions. It tells you go up 1 and go to the right 1. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start at -4. This is simple. Let's go blue. Actually, no, let's go green. All right, I'm going to make a dot at -4. That is my starting point. And then my slope tells me go up 1. Let me zoom in. It won't let me go. Go up 1, right? Go up 1 and go to the right 1. Okay, so I'm going to go up 1, run into the right 1, and I end up right here. Simple. And then all you do is connect the dots and make a line that goes through all of them. And it'll straighten it out for me. There we go. And there you have it. There's your line. It's a +1 slope. It starts at -4. So when you look it back, it looks like that. Okay, and we can get rid of that. All right. So there's your line. All right, number 2 is over here. For number 2, right, this is number 2. There is no x, right? So no matter what x is, x could be 1 and y would be -1/2. And no matter what x is, y equals -1/2. So every point goes through -1/2. So let's find -1/2 on the y-axis. That would be right here. So if x is 0, y equals -1/2. If x equals 1, y equals -1/2. If x equals 2, y equals -1/2. So it's going to make a straight horizontal line. And by the way, what is the slope of that line, of a horizontal line? The slope of a horizontal line equals, it's not positive, it's not negative, it's 0. Okay, it's 0. Okay, so there's the first 2. Now let's go look at number 3. Find the slope of this line. Well, you could do it a couple different ways. You could track the points. So you could go from here all the way down to here. Let's go back. All the way down to there. Count it, right? And then go to the right and see how many you get. Well, going down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going down 9. That's -9. Okay, going down 9. So down 9 is -9. And then going to the right, 1, 2, 3 is positive. So that's +3. So -9. Fractions are division. -9 divided by 3 is -3. So the slope of this line is -3, and you can see it right there. Okay? All right. Let's go to number 4. Find the slope of that line. Well, we already had one just like it. It's a horizontal line. Remember, slopes, right? Slope like this, positive. Slope like this, negative. Slope like this, horizontal, is 0. And a slope like this, where it's straight up and down, is undefined. Remember, that's undefined with a 0 to there. So that's a 0. That's undefined. Pos, negative. Okay, moving on. These are simple so far. All right, number 5. Yeah. Number of cups. Okay, number y of cups of flour used to make x loaves of bread is represented by the equation y equals 3x. Graph the equation. Okay, so what are we dealing with here? We're dealing like with 1 through 10 on the bottom, right? And we're dealing with 1 through 30 on the top. Okay, well, let's go look right here. What's the slope? The slope is 3. Okay, that tells me go up 3, go down, go up 3, go to the right 1. Okay, so we're going to start number of cups used for x loaves of bread. So if we're going to graph this, if I've used, let's start at the beginning. If I've used 0 cups of flour, right, how many loaves of bread am I going to make, right? So you need more cups of flour to make, for example, it takes, what does all this mean? It takes 3 cups of flour to make 1 loaf of bread, right? So if I want to make 1 loaf of bread, it takes 3 cups of flour. It's going to be right there, right? So it would be up 3, right? Up 3 and over to the right 1, okay? Well, that doesn't match up necessarily with the line, with the grid. But if we go 2, right? So we go 2 cups, 2, this is loaves. Okay, sorry for the noise in the background. This is cups of flour. Okay, so if I go up 6, right? If I go up 6 and go to the right 2, then you get right there, and then you've got your graph. Okay, so let's do purple. We go from here to there, straighten it out, and that just about works. Yeah. Okay. And that's what it should look like. And it'll do that for you in, it will do that for you in big ideas, okay? Number 6, cost, sorry for the noise. Cost, Y is dollars. Renting a camping tent is proportional to the number of X number of days that the tent is rented. It costs $56 to rent it for 7 days. Write an equation that represents the cost of renting the tent for X number of days. So if it costs $56 for 7 days, what is that per day? Just divide. Fractions of division. You get $8 per 1 day. Okay. How do we write that in an equation? Right over here. It's going to be, let me kind of make these and make them small. Go back. There. Let's do that. Let's move these over here and make them smaller so you can still see them. Okay, thank you. All right, how do we do this? We write it, it would be 8 times per day. The days are X, so it's going to be Y equals 8X, just straight up like that. Okay, all right, number 7. Find the slope and the y-intercept of the graph of the linear equation. Now remember, the slope is the one, I'm going to highlight it this time. The slope is the one with the x. So in this case, this is the slope. Okay, that's the slope. And in this case, blue, this is the y-intercept. That's B, the y-intercept. Okay, so that you got to be careful there. The slope is -1/4 and the y-intercept is -3. All right, for this one, you're just going to graph it. This is your slope. Right here, your slope is the 2, and your y-intercept is the -10. Your y-intercept, that is your starting point right there. Start at -10 on the y-axis, okay? And then your slope tells you where to go. So 2 is the same as 2 over 1. That tells you go up 2 from your starting point, go up 2 and go to the right 1. Okay? I'll let you do that on your own. All right, number 9. Write an equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Okay, so you need the slope and you need the y-intercept. Well, you've got the y-intercept right here. Your y-intercept is right here. Let me go back. Let me go red. Okay, right there. Okay, that's your y-intercept. Well, what is that? On the y-axis, that's 3. So you know your b right here, b equals 3. Okay, all you got to do now is find the slope. Okay, and all you can do that is you can track the points, just visually track the points. How do I get from one point to the other? Or the hard way would be to just tell me what are these points, right? This point is -3, -3, right? And this point up here is 0, 3, right? And then I would take those 2 points and use the slope formula, right? Which is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? And you would plug them in. Now, you're probably going to need to do that later on other questions. But for now, we can just track the points in pink. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went up 6, positive 6. So I know my top part of the slope is 6. From there, I go to the right. 1, 2, 3. 3 to the right. That's positive. So I get 6 over 3. Well, what is 6 over 3 reduced down? That is 2 over 1, which is the same as 2. So your slope is 2. So that's your m right there. M equals 2. Your y-intercept is 3. And you can write that in the equation right here. Y equals 2x plus 3. And that's it. Okay? So that was number 11. Yep, number 11. No, that was number 9. Now we're going to number 10. This one, you got to find the slope. Luckily, here's the beautiful thing. They're giving you right here, they're giving you the y-intercept. This is your b. This is your b, okay? That is 4. b equals 4, right? That is your y-intercept. All you got to do now is find the slope. We already did the slope formula. Let's go back up here. Where was it? It's right here. I'm going to copy and paste it. That way I don't have to write it again. Bring it right here. Okay, so you have your 2 points. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to move this out of the way. Bring that over here. You know you're going to use it later. Okay, my 2 points are right here. This is your first point. This is your second point. That means this is your first x and your first y. And this is your second x and your second y. Don't ask me why. All right, set it up. It's going to be 10 minus 4. It's going to be this minus this. Okay, so 10 minus 4. All right, hold on. 10 minus 4 on top. Okay, over on the other side, we got 2 minus 0. Okay, so it's going to be 2 minus 0. And then we just solve it. 10 minus 4 is 6. 2 minus 0 is 2. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3. It's 3 over 1, which is the same as 3. So I know my slope. That is my slope right there. That is my m. Okay? So I know my m is 3. Come on. And my y-intercept is 4. So I can plug those in now. Y equals 3x plus positive 4. Y equals 3x plus positive 4. All right, there's number 10. We're all halfway through. I'm going to try and go faster here. Oh, that was number 11. Sorry, the one we did was number 11. My bad. Okay, where was number 9? Oh, this was number 9 right here. We skipped it. Number 9 is right here. Okay, so you got to graph this one. Oh, this is good. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. This was number 9. Sorry about the confusion. Obviously, you can figure it out on big ideas. So to graph this one, we're going to need to move some stuff around because right now this is in standard form. Okay, standard form. And we need to make it into slope-intercept form. So we need to get y by itself, okay? Because it's y equals mx plus b. Okay, so let's get rid of the x first, okay? I'm going to do my scale line. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. I'm going to move the 12x over to the other side. How do I do that? I just do the inverse operation. I subtract take it away, 12x. Okay, if I do it to one side, I'm going to do it to the other side. This becomes 0. What am I left with? I'm left with negative 2y equals negative 12x plus 8. Okay, so let's finish this up. Now what do? I divide by 2. Okay, I got to get y by itself. I'm going to divide by negative 2. I'm going to divide by negative 2 for both sides. That's negative 2 here. Let me go back here. And it's going to be negative 2 also to here. So step line. All right, this becomes 1 whole. So this becomes 1 whole y all by itself. Negative 12 divided by negative 2 is positive 6. So it's 6x. Plus 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. So you could write it minus 4. So there is your equation. Let's see if it works to graph. Okay, where's my starting point? My starting point is the negative 4. It's the blue, negative 4. Okay, so let's go down here. Let's do purple. Negative 4 right there. Okay, my slope is 6. Okay, slope is the 6. So that's going to be 6 up and 1 down. So remember, it's up 6 because it's 6 over 1. 6 over 1, right? So it's up 6 over to the right one. So I'm going to go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and over to the right one, it's going to be right there. So there's my new point. Connect the dots. There we go. Move it up there. Connect the dots right here. Line it up. If you can, go back. And line it up. Okay, and there you go. There's your line. Okay, and it'll do for you on big ideas. Number 12, write in point slope form an equation, a line that passes through this one. So you got to see which one has a slope of negative 1/2 and goes through that point. Okay, well, look, they're not asking you to move stuff around and solve everything. They're just asking you which one has the point negative 2 and 4. Like the big thing right here is you want to look right here at the point, because the x value, right? The x value is negative 2 and the y value is 4, right? Well, I think they put them in the wrong spot and they probably didn't do it right. So you're looking for negative 1/2 for the slope. Well, if you look right here, negative 1/2, we may have to check that one, okay? We may have to check that one. But let's look at the first one, okay? This should be, right, with this being the y, it should be y minus 4. So the first one's correct so far. And then it's y, it should be x minus negative 2. Right here, it should be x minus negative 2. Well, x minus negative 2 is positive 2, right? When we subtract, we add the opposite. So this one's out, not that one. This one looks like it would work so far, but we got to check it, okay? Let's see. So because we know it's positive 2 right there, and we know it's y minus 4. This one is out because it's backwards. They put in the x and the y in the wrong spot. And this one should not be 3, but let's just let's just finish it, okay? So let's do the whole thing. I'm going to plug it in, and we'll see what we get when we simplify it and write it in slope-intercept form, okay? All right, so I'm going to plug this in. We know that this is right. So y minus 4 equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. We're going to multiply the 1/2 times everything, okay? So negative 1/2 times x, negative 1/2 times 2. It's going to give me y minus 4 still equals negative 1/2 x. And then half of 2 is 1, but it's negative. It's going to be minus 1, okay? So far it doesn't look like it, but let's finish this up. We got to move the minus 4, so we got to get y by itself. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do my scale line. I'm going to add 4 on this side, and I'm going to add 4 on this side. All right, what do I get? I get a 0 right here. Y equals negative 1/2 x. What is negative 1 plus 4? Positive 3. It matches up. So this one and this one, you have more than one answer. Okay? More than one answer. All right. Where are we? That was number 12. Number 13 is going to be right here. The points in each table lie on a line. Drag and drop the tables to classify the lines according to their slope. So here's what you got to do. You got to either graph all of them and take a look at the graphs and tell you whether they're positive, negative, 0, or undefined, okay? Or just take 2 points. Take 2 points and 2 points, and then you can find the slope, right? Well, I want you to look, though, at this first one, though. You don't need to do that. This one right here, this first one right here, right? The y is 2, no matter what. So no matter what, it goes through the point y2. Well, if I have a graph, right, I want you to imagine you have here 1, 2. Here's y is 2. No matter what x is, right, y is 2. So it's going to look like this. It's going to be right here. Y is 2, y is 2, y is 2, y is 2. It's going to be, guys, it's going to be a horizontal line. And what is that? A horizontal line is a 0 slope, okay? So this one right here is going to go right there, okay? All right. Now, for the other ones, you got to find the slope, okay? You just got to find the slope. So let's just plug it into the slope formula. Let's see if I still have it in here. Nope, not the right one. So slope formula, real quick. We did it already. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay, m. So m equals, so we're going to plug this in. Doesn't matter. This could be x1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do y2 will be 5. We'll say this is my first point. This is my second. So this is going to be my first x and y. First x and y, second x and y, okay? So that means this is going to be 5. If I plug this in, it's going to be 5 minus 11 on top because it's the y's, right? It's these two. It's these two right here, okay? And then on the bottom, it'll be 5 minus 2, okay? All right, when we plug that in, gives me negative 6. 5 minus 11 is negative 6. 5 minus 2 is 3. That gives me a slope of negative 2. Well, negative 2 is negative. Last time I checked, negative 2 is negative. So this one right here is going to go to the negative right there, okay? And now we do the same thing. You're going to do the same thing with this other one. Let's go right here. With this other set of data, take the y2 minus y1, find the slope over x2 minus x1, okay? And figure out where it goes. And then you're going to do for the last one, you're going to take this one. Actually, I don't like the blue. Let's do... Let's do purple. Right here, purple, okay? That last one, do the same thing. Find the slope. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on, right there. X equals negative 3. Guess what that's going to be? That's simple, actually. With a graph, right? Graph, x equals negative 3, right? Well, here's negative 3. So no matter what, the point is negative 3, negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. It makes a vertical line. That, my friends, is going to be an undefined slope. So we know that one goes here, okay? The other one, I'm guessing, is going to be positive, but you got to find out for yourself, okay? All right, so that's 13. This is 14. You develop an app. We did this one in class the other day. You develop an app for homework that to earn money. An advertiser pays you $25 per month and an additional 0.3 of a cent each time the app is opened. Graph the linear representation for the monthly income. Okay, so if you have not sold anything, the advertiser is going to pay you $25, right? $25 right here for just having the app. Even if it's never used, you get paid $25, right? But then every time it's opened up, every time the app is opened up, you get 0.3%, okay? 0.3 of a cent. Okay, so if you start at 0, right? 0. At 0 times, you still get $25. So your starting point is right here at $25. So if the app has been opened 0 times, you start at $25. Now remember, but if the app is open 10,000 times, let's see right here, 10,000 times, how much would you get paid? Well, we just need to take 10,000. Let's go back. Let's do black. 10,000, right? Times 0.003. Well, multiplying by 10,000 is going to move the decimal 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Well, you're going to put a 0 in here. What does that give you? It gives you 30. 30 what? $30. So you're adding $30, right? You're not just going up to 30. You're adding $30 to the 25, right? Because you have the 25 right here. It's going to be 25 plus the 30, okay, which is 55. So you go up to here. Your second line is right here, and it's going to be right there. And now you have everything you need. Connect the dots. I can't help myself. I have to connect the dots. It's just what I do. And there you go. There's your line. And that's how you do it, okay? All right, number 15 is going to be over here. Write an equation of a line that passes through the point right here and is perpendicular to the graph. Okay, this is a good one. So it goes through the point. Write an equation of a line that passes through this. So here's the deal. You know you have this point, okay? We're going to need to use point slope form, okay? Point slope form, okay? What is point slope form? I'll write it down again for you. Y minus y1, remember, equals m, the slope, times x minus x1, right? So the one thing you need, we have our point. We can plug that in right here, okay? But we need slope. And it tells us that the slope, we want to do a line where the slope is perpendicular to this graph. Well, what is the slope right here? The slope right here is negative 1/3, okay? And we want it to be perpendicular. To find so if this is m for this one, right? Go back. If this is the slope for this equation, we want our slope to be perpendicular, so it has to be the opposite reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal. Well, the reciprocal of negative 1/3 is 3/1. 3/1. But the reciprocal would also be negative, but we want it to be opposite reciprocal. So we want it to actually be positive 3/1, which is 3. So we want our slope right here to be 3. Are you with me? So we know that our slope is 3. We know we have a point right here. Let's connect them and plug them in right over here, okay? You ready? Here we go. I'm going to have y minus, this is my y, this is my x. I'm going to have y minus 3 equals my slope, 3, okay? I'll actually do it in red. Slope 3, okay? And then x minus x1, which is 4, okay? Now let's solve it and plug it in and solve it, okay? I'm going to multiply 3 times x and 3 times negative 4. That is going to give me 3x minus 12 equals y minus 3. I'm going to run out of room here, okay? Add 3, and you got it. Scale line, add 3, step line, and my equation is going to be y equals 3x, still 3x, minus 9. And that is your answer for number 15, I believe. Yep, 15. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. Out of the way. Okay. 16. Online media service offers video and music downloads. Each download costs $1. Each download of a video costs 3 times as much as a song downloaded. So a song costs $1. A video costs obviously $3 because it's 3 times as much. You have a credit of $90. How many songs can you purchase after buying 15 videos? Okay, so 15 videos at $3 a pop, right? 15 videos. Come on. 15 videos at $3 a pop is $45. So you got 45, sorry, that was multiplication. You got $45. You've used $45 already, okay? So how many songs do you have? Well, 45, right? You've got $45 left. So you had 90 bucks. You bought 15 videos at for $45. So you subtract that, it gives you $45. You have $45 remaining, and at $1 a song, you can buy 45 songs. Okay? All right, number 17. It's going to be right here. This is speed. We did this one in class, I think, already the other day. The equation D equals RT is used to calculate distance, rate, and time. You're going to see it a lot. D equals RT. You use it a lot. R is the speed. It's the rate. T is the time in minutes. So we're doing distance in meters. The rate, meters per minute, and time is in minutes. Okay. Consider the statement below describing the walking rates of these three people. Graph the equation to represent the rate of the fastest person. Okay. Well, remember, it's going to be D equals RT, right? Well, what are they giving us? This is D, meters. This is time, right? So actually what they're asking for is rate. So if I have D equals RT, right? And I want the rate, I want the T, I want the R, I'm going to divide by T and divide by T. So it's distance divided by time gives me the rate. So how do I write it? R equals D over T. Okay. So let me move that out of the way. And I know you can't see it now. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can keep it there so you can see it. So you're just going to take right here, you're going to take 1,200 divided by 8. Okay. 1,200, 1, I'm doing in my head, 5, 150. Okay, so you get 150 meters per minute. Okay. Over here, you got 14 meters, 1,400 meters in 10 minutes. So that's when you divide it, 1,400 divided by 10 is 140. So 140 meters per minute. So far, Thomas is faster, okay, because he's going 150 meters per minute, and Becky's going 140. And then this one's just straight 100. They just tell you. They're like, forget it, 145 meters per minute. So obviously Thomas is the fastest, so let's graph it. It's 150 meters per minute. So 1 minute is 150. Let's do pink. At 1 minute, he's gone 150. At 2 minutes, he's gone 300. And that is going to be your line right there. Right there. You're going to go straight. Close enough. All right. 2 more. Let's see if we can get these done quick. Your job. You work 2 jobs. You earn $11.90 per hour and $10.50 per hour stocking shelves. Your combined earnings this month were $178.50. Let X represent the number of hours worked stocking shelves. So X is stocking shelves. This is X. Okay. Let Y represent the number of hours worked as a sales. So this is your Y. Okay. Graph the equation. And you know the total. Okay, so this is where you use standard form, where standard form comes in handy, right? Remember, standard form is A times X plus B times Y equals C, okay? So we're going to set this up in standard form and then move stuff around and then graph it, okay? So this is actually a good one. So X is the 1050. So if I write this out, okay, this is going to be 1050 X plus 1190 Y equals 178.50. Right? And then all you have to do, I'm not going to finish this one up. All you have to do is move stuff around and get Y by itself. Wow, that's loud. Get the Y by itself, okay? So you're going to take away the 1050X. Do it over here. Take away 1050X. Step line, scale line, and then you divide by 90. Okay? I'll do this one in class with you guys, and then you graph it right here. Okay? Number 19. take you with me. Give me a second. Sorry about the noise. Headed inside. This is funny. Thank you for your patience. Here we go. We're on number 19. You have an initial amount of $45 savings account, and you deposit an equal amount each week. After 5 weeks, you have $105. Write an equation that represents the Y number of dollars in money in the account after X number of weeks. Okay, so we got to figure out how much are you getting every week. You know you started with 45, right? So you know it's going to be Y equals something times X plus 45 because you started with the 45. We got to figure out how much you're getting per week. So take 105 minus the original 45. Okay, subtract, gives you 60. So 60, and then you know it took 5 weeks to do $60. Okay, so $60 divided by 5 weeks, right? Gives you 1 and then 2. So 12. So you're making $12. You're saving $12 a week. So your setup is just going to be 12x plus 45. There's your equation. Okay, we just had to figure out what was your slope. How much were you making every week? I mean, last one. A bathtub is draining at a constant rate. After 2 minutes, it holds 30 gallons of water. 3 minutes later, it holds 12 gallons of water. Write an equation to represent the number of Y gallons of water in the tub for X number of minutes. Okay. Oh. So we got to figure out what's the... after 2 minutes, it went down and holds 30. So at 2 minutes, it holds 30 gallons. And at 3 minutes later, that would be after 5 minutes, right? Because 3 minutes later after 2 minutes is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, it holds 12 gallons. So there's your, that's actually your 2 points, because X is the number of minutes and Y is the number of gallons. So you've got points. We made points. Let's try it. Okay, we made points. Let's try this. Okay, this will be my first point. This will be, sorry about that. Okay, this will be my second point. Second point, sorry. So this is my second X, second Y, first X, first Y. So we're going to subtract here to find the slope. It's going to be 12 minus 30 over 5 minus 2. 12 minus 30 is 18, negative 18. 5 minus 2 is 3. Divide that out, you get negative 6. So what does that mean? You're losing 6 gallons of water per minute. Okay, 6 gallons. So, you know it's negative. It's going to be negative 6x. Okay, and where did you start with? So if it at 2 minutes, right? You were down to 30 gallons. That means if you go back 2 minutes, that you started at 42. You started at 42 gallons and then kept losing 6 gallons a minute. Okay, so it should be negative 6y plus 42 for your answer right here. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys, so much for listening and staying with me. I know it's been a long journey. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Bye.